the first Dominion carrier broke apart during maintenance. Not combat, not sabotage, maintenance. Its spine opened quietly above Dock Ring C, while workers were still inside eating their morning meal packs. The official footage shows no explosion, just a long silver warship sagging inward like wet paper, while emergency lights reflected off spilled soup trays. 312 workers died breathing repair foam. The board initially blamed human subcontractors. That accusation was later withdrawn. Correction, partially withdrawn. The old man requested the wording stay that way. Strange detail. I kept it anyway. For nearly 2 centuries, the 12 empires competed to build vessels requiring the fewest repairs. Maintenance was viewed as failure. Visible bolts became shameful. Access panels were hidden beneath seamless hulls. Internal systems fused themselves shut after assembly. Repair corridors narrowed every generation because no admiral wanted to admit future workers might need room to crawl inside. Ships became beautiful. Ships became impossible. Then came Harland Pike. Human, age 79 during employment review. Civilian dockbuilder from Duluth Orbital Reconstruction Yard. Former occupation listed simply, boat carpenter. The record annoyed several ministers. One wrote in the margin, woodworker assigned to naval infrastructure. Explain. Nobody ever answered him. Humans possess inefficient emotional attachment to obsolete materials. Unlike Dominion engineering purity, human structures often contain redundant supports, exposed access systems, handwritten annotations, and replaceable sections intended for future modification. This reflects primitive manufacturing traditions. The footage pauses here in surviving copies, then resumes 36 seconds later. The missing segment was recovered after the collapse inquiries. In the deleted footage, Pike is standing beside a half-built cargo spine holding a grease pencil behind one ear. He taps the support beam twice and says, "You build something too proud to be opened. Someday people die trying." Nobody laughs. The camera cuts early. I toured Bay 9 after the third carrier failed. That smell stayed in my uniform for days. Hot wiring, standing water, burned insulation, and cedar. That was the unsettling part. Cedar shavings scattered across the floor beneath Pike's workshop bench, while trillion-credit military hulls sat dead around him like gutted fish. He wasn't repairing the ships directly anymore. Too old for ladder work. Hands swollen. Left knee stiff from low-gravity drift injury. So he taught younger workers instead. Not engineering. Access. That word appears constantly in apprentice statements. Leave room for hands. Leave room for tools. Leave room for mistakes. One trainee reported Pike becoming angry after discovering sealed coolant tunnels inside a destroyer line. Angry is probably too strong. Human anger can look rented if you're unfamiliar with it. Witnesses say he only removed his glasses, rubbed the bridge of his nose, and sat quietly for several minutes before speaking. Then he asked, "Did the people who built this think nobody'd grow old fixing it?" The Fourth Empire collapse cannot be blamed solely on manufacturing degradation. Cross-reference indicates identical structural failure patterns across all 12 fleets despite differing alloys and AI architecture. Common factor: unserviceable sealed construction philosophy. Recommendation: suppress comparisons to human reconstruction methods before civilian panic spreads. Additional note: remove Pike interview from public archive. Reason: morale instability. Not a warship. Not a weapon. A staircase. That's what embarrassed the empires most. When flood systems failed during the dock evacuations, entire lower repair districts drowned in chemical runoff. Automatic bulkheads locked permanently after losing power synchronization. People died trapped beside doors designed never to open manually. Pike had spent 11 years arguing for physical overrides. Nobody approved the expense. so he built unofficial maintenance stairs instead. Slowly, quietly, scrap cheap railings, bolted supports. Workers mocked them for years. Grandpa ladders? That was the nickname. Those stairs remained standing after the flood warped entire titanium corridors. 5,000 workers escaped through them. One survivor later testified that Pike stood near the upper platform directing traffic, with an old flashlight wrapped in yellow tape. No speech, no heroics, just repeating the same sentence over and over, keep moving. Rails'll hold original wording. Human consultant Harland Pike provided unconventional auxiliary evacuation assistance during the ring failure incident. Revised wording, human dockbuilder Harland Pike repeatedly warned Dominion authorities that systems unable to be repaired physically would eventually become systems nobody survived physically. Further revision requested by Judicial Council. Final approved wording. The Dominion acknowledges that maintenance workers were treated as temporary labor rather than future survivors. Pike refused attendance at the ceremony. Reason given, somebody still needs to fix the pumps. After Pike died, inspectors cataloged his tools for archive storage. Most were worthless by imperial standards. Bent measuring square. Coffee tin full of mixed screws. Paper notes stained dark from machine grease. One object remains displayed in Dock Museum Annex 2. Not under glass. Visitors are encouraged to touch it. A wooden beam section covered in pencil marks, thousands of them. Tiny handwritten notes from workers across 40 years. Panel sticks in winter. Needs wider clearance. Tell Mara the valve kicks sideways. Watch your shoulder here. Rails held. No Empire database lasted long enough to preserve that many repairs. The pencil did. Last winter, maintenance apprentices began adding their own notes underneath the originals. The museum protested at first, then stopped erasing them. And now the wood keeps aging. Still repairable. Still open.